dedication and so much of smart work, hard work they have done, which has brought them over here. Now to convene this meeting, to moderate this particular session, I have a wonderful person. She is Head of Technology, Flexible Packaging in India region. She has started her career in flexible packaging business unit of Siegwerk, Germany in 2016. Can I have a picture, please? During this period, she worked closely with the FP unit of Siegwerk, and she has also led the development team for water-based inks for flexible packaging for a while. She is trained as an organic chemist with focus on catalysis. She is a PhD from University of Geneva, Switzerland. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. Dipshikha Banerjee. Dr. Dipshikha Banerjee, please. Little music, please. Yeah. Dr. Dipshikha. Welcome, ma'am. Please come. All yours. Rishabh. Right, thank you, Dr. Dipshikha, for being here. Okay, now let me have the pleasure of inviting our Avengers. To begin with, this gentleman is the managing director of the Zecon group of companies, where he leads R&D and technology adaptation in the field of authentication and anti-counterfeiting solution. The real Avengers. He is a patent holder and technology developer in the field of designing high security graphics and printing nanographics. Wow, such a rich biodata he has. Before joining Zircon in 2002, he had worked with GlaxoSmithKline Pharmaceuticals, Lupin Laboratory, Nicholas Pyramid Limited, and he has gained valuable international experiences. He is bachelor's in chemistry, and he has been the director of Zircon since 2002. Wow! And Zircon has done wonders in his leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Sanjeev Sondhi. Sanjeev Sondhi. Wow, wonderful, sir. Welcome to this. Welcome to this, please. Wow. The next Avenger over here is a person with over 30 years in the flexible packaging industry, and he has been at the helm of affairs, and he has done tremendous high-end flexographic printing across Asia. His deep technical expertise and hands-on experience has enabled him to convert complex gravure grade work into world-class flexo outputs. As director of Lanka Plastic Industries, he continues to champion the next era of flexographic excellence. One of his guiding beliefs is that efficiency is not about doing more, it's about redefining what's possible. I'm talking to you about Murtaza Akbarally. Murtaza, welcome to this event. Welcome, sir. How are you feeling? Please take your seat. Thank you so much. The next one is coming with a big bang now. The bang, because his name is Amit Banga. Banga? Amit Banga? Okay. The co-chairman of SB Constantia Group in India has over 30 years of experience in flexible packaging, out of which over 25 years in the niche space of hygiene, including sanitary napkins, diapers, tissues and wipes, etc. He is the one who has brought... Okay, fine, he is already there. So welcome to you, Amit. Thank you so much. Please take your seat. Thank you so much. Now, Dipshikha, it's all yours, please. Carry on.
Good morning, everyone. Very warm welcome to the panelists. It's an absolute honor for me to share the stage with all three of you. So as Dr. Shaidi has introduced me, I'll be moderating this discussion, and I'll try to get really deeper insight into the success stories of these Flexo Avengers. We have roughly 30 minutes for the conversation, and then we will close it with an audience Q&A. So, to begin with, we all will be interested to know how your Flexo journey began, what inspired you to adopt and rather champion this technology, and also if you could reflect on what was that turning point for you, or the breakthrough moment that basically made you realize that Flexo could redefine your business trajectory. So I would like to start with you, Mr. Sondhi, if I may.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
On? Yeah.
Good morning to everyone, and Jai Bhole to everyone.
Jai Bhole.
Because the way we start the day in our life is Jai Bhole. I think Dipshikha has taken us back, me to many years back, still as fresh as 2006, look like yesterday. I have some of my friends sitting here who made me learn what is Flexo. Suhas and Tarun is here, I saw them. For me to picking up Flexo, I'll say there was no choice. We started as a label printing company, and on those days, Flexo was the only choice if you want to do a roll-to-roll PS. And one thing I liked at that time, I remember some machine manufacturers are here. It used to be 7-color water-based and 1 UV station, I think, and 8-color presses. Those were the configuration of the machines of those days. I remember at Zircon, we started first time, and that time 7-inch and 10-inch color presses used to come. And we were the first to start with 13-inch, all UV, and fully loaded plant. Means everything, from analogs cleaning to plate making, everything. When we were a very small company at that time. So the benefit of picking Flexo at that time, that we could deliver something out of the block. Because printing on water base, so I remember at that time it was 133 lines per inch. Technically we used to print. And we wanted to start with 175 LPI. So I think those technical possibilities with Flexo was really high. So that is the reason at Zircon we decided to go with Flexo. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Banga, SB packaging operates at scale with flexible packaging. And what made you choose Flexo in a gravure dominant market like in India?
Okay, so I'm out of turn here. Maybe Murtaza was to go first, but anyway.
Doesn't really matter.
You decide that, So that's your privilege. Thank you very much. So first of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Anindra Arora, Prateek, and their team for organizing this wonderful event. I think the organization has been great here. I hope you all agree with that. Yeah. And then the first name that comes to my mind after that is Mr. Aynan Shahidi. His energy has been really contagious, and we've all got the energy from him. And this breathing in success and breathing out doubts, I think it was a wonderful thing. And we should do this every morning. And I think I'm going to adopt this particular thing every morning, and we all should do that, right? And thank you also to Suhas for inviting me to do this event and to this dais amongst this esteemed group of people. Thank you very much. So I'll first take this privilege to thank all the people for allowing me to share these 2 days with all of you, and especially our esteemed supplier partners and customers, without whom I would not have been here. And in this journey that we have taken, this adventurous, wonderful, fun journey that has been there for the last more than 30 years for me, but 25 years of this has been with Flexo. That's where the real excitement started. So thank you very much. And I recall that in year 2000, we purchased our first CI Flexo 6-color from Schiavi. That was the start of our journey. There was no flexible packaging infrastructure for Flexo in India at that time. There was some Flexo for labels. There were a couple of people doing shopping bags. but none doing flexible packaging. So without any infrastructure, we set about, organizing plates, organizing inks. So can you imagine we had to import inks from DIC Malaysia. So we didn't have the right inks here. And then we also did our initial plates from DuPont Malaysia with their help. And then, that's how our journey started. And DuPont, Suhas was a great help. Before that, Vijay and Suhas have been there in the starting. He helped us with a plate mounter from DuPont. Our first plate mounter came from DuPont. Suhas supported us all through. And then after that, we had Numex blocks. Nitin is here. Nitin, are you here? Right? So Nitin was here. And then apart from that, the names I remember who helped us, Mr. Taylor, of course, he was also one of the initial people. So this is how our journey grew, and so anybody who has been connected with us in this Flexo world since year 2000 to 2025, I hope you're here. Is it okay if you can stand up and identify yourself? I'd like to personally thank anybody who has been together with me on this journey with SB Packaging. I'd love to, yeah. But Mr. Patel, Tapan Patel, yeah. So us, you're the best. Okay, thanks, Taylor. Yeah, you're here. Nice. Prasad from Harper. Yes, he's been in the start of our journey. So a lot of you are here. Thank you once again from the bottom of my heart. So this journey, which started in year 2000, then we started with P&G as our first customer. P&G believed in Flexo, and we developed 6-color Flexo for them for Whisper sanitary napkins. The business grew, but we were not able to make too much dent in the gravure industry in India. The gravure had deep roots. Gravure was a cost-effective process in our country, low cost. It still is, actually. And so this journey continued, and I think there was a big gap before Flexo matured as a process, and we had reposed faith again in Flexo once again after 15 years, and we purchased an Uteco machine, and then thereafter WNH and all that, and now we have 6 CI presses. And in this journey, we have joined hands with Constantia India business, and we have plants now all over the country, and in 6 locations, 8 plants, and with 6 CI Flexo presses. And one thing I can promise everybody here is that our next press is also going to be Flexo. What do you say, Manoj? Is it going to be Flexo? So we have our team here. Manoj is our Chief Operating Officer. Debraj is heading the sales. And then we have Deepak here, who's from the pre-press. And yeah, thank you everybody. So that's it. So I think this has been our journey from the start. The interesting part was our beginning, very humble beginnings with Flexo. And it's thanks to the Flexo industry that we are here. And SB Packaging really grew with Flexo after that. And 90% of our business was PE and Flexo, and it continues to be for the SB portion of the SB Constantia Group. But of course, we have now an Ahmedabad plant where we are also continuing the Flexo tradition, and we are making it another center of excellence. We have 2 Flexos there already, a Comexy and a WNH, 10-color, 600 meters per minute, a state-of-the-art Flexo with all the bells and whistles. And hopefully, maybe we can join hands with Soma or Romet or, one of these great presses here. So thank you, everybody, once again. I would hand over the mic to Murtaza. Well, you already have a mic, so.
Thank you. So we hear about adding up more Flexo, presses and facilities. We'll come back to that. Mr. Ali, representing Sri Lanka, so you represent regional strength. How has it been for you, your Flexo story for us, please?
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dipshikha, and my fellow panelists, Mr. Sanjeev, Mr. Amit. A very warm welcome to everybody. Thank you very much for giving myself the opportunity here to represent Lanka Plastic and also Sri Lanka here. Appreciate it very much to us to giving myself this opportunity. To just touch base on a brief introduction to my history and how we actually started off in Flexo. I began my career at the age of 23 years old. A young kid coming back from university, joined a family business. We are a family business of 3 people, of which I'm the youngest of the brothers. And I started off my career with just a 4-color stack press, a Taiwanese press for that matter. And as Mr. Amit also had mentioned, in 1994, there was no real adoption or know-how about flexography in this region. However, being in Sri Lanka, our market dynamics are quite different to what we have, what you see in India. We don't have such a large domestic market as is present in India. And it's really focused more on the export-oriented industries. And being a hands-on person in the sense, not only from the production perspective, but also speaking to our clients, it was very evident that most of the packaging that was coming into Sri Lanka was being imported. And that represented a huge void. And what very, very clearly that we identified at an early stage is that if this could be met with local needs, local manufacturing, it not only helps your clients, but it's actually a turning point for the entire country, because you really start to turn around jobs and export-oriented products in next to no time. And what we saw was most of these products were coming in at that time from China and Hong Kong, and most of them were gravure printed. So having seen this void, we invested in our first CI in 1998. It was a basic CI from a very famous solid company, Shkeavi. It was a 6-color geared machine. I think Mr. Amit mentioned he may have invested in the Polaris. We invested in a press called the Zodiac of his time, and I'm actually happy to announce that that press is still running. With difficulty, but it is still running. Consequently, if you ask me where the struggles that we faced, there is not a single product in Sri Lanka that you could get in the domestic market. There was no inks, there was no films, substrates, there were no plates, and absolutely no skill knowledge from operators. So it was really being put into the deep end. And we had to literally do or die if you wanted to be successful. And mind you, our company does not operate a single gravure press. We have never done it, and we don't do it even today. Having worked on the presses the hard way, we've seen some of the results that's coming out, that were able to come out. And what we noticed was, if you were able to deliver a consistent product, which was not easy at that time to do it on Flex, so it took a lot of work, a lot of discipline to get it right day in and day out, and to get it consistently coming out. With the turnaround times and what you see from the brand manager's perspective, clients really, really were appreciative of what we were doing. And that basically, I would say, laid the foundation for our firm. And in 2003, we were able to import or purchase our second CI, which was again a Shkeavi. It was a gearless machine. I think it was the first gearless machine into Sri Lanka at that point in time. And since then, all the support services have gradually filtered in. We have much better plates today. We have much better inks today. We have much better skilled operators today. And being able to deliver gravure quality prints consistently to clients has been a game changer, and been very welcome from most brand managers. So, thank you.
Yeah, you basically defined achieving international quality for export through Flexo, which usually would expect, or at least from the mindset it was expected from the gravure. You touched base on the challenges. I would like to also get your perspective, Mr. Sondhi and Mr. Banga, both both of you. We could start with you. So when it comes to really challenges of adopting this technology, technological adoption, skill development, as well as market acceptance, how did you manage that? How did you overcome that?
We started with labels, so when we started, so Flexo was more or less quite acceptable in the label industry. Only thing what we were finding, the brands were looking to change from water-based ink to the UV-based inks because of shine. So, but I think the challenge which was there 18 years back when we started, I don't want to say, but that still continues in Indian Flexo industry. The problem, even if we see, yesterday also two of the presenters were talking about the skill. See, the people sitting on dash with me or many people in the audience, we can invest. We can get the best machines, best plants, but the people who run the machines, there's the biggest challenge in front of the, not only for Flexo as a printing industry as at large. So the biggest challenge for us till today is the skilled people who can be part of the organization. While at Zircon, we have almost more than 500 people, and I feel very good that out of them, maybe 480, when they joined Zircon, including myself, we never knew what is the printing. So we learned in these 18 years to develop the people in-house instead of poaching the people by paying some little bit extra here and there. So I think not only for me, the entire industry has this problem, and to get the talented people to run these huge 1 million, 2 million, 3 million presses, and the guy who's running it is a 10th standard pass or 12th standard pass, that's a big challenge. So I think that challenge remained that time. Acceptability, as you asked, was not much challenge for me. I don't know about flexible, but we started as a label company, and now, okay, we have a large category of products portfolio today, including the flexible. But I think that's a major challenge, if I'll say, keep it of that. I think availability was never much a challenge for us. I think, as I said, the industry suppliers, I'm thankful to them. They were always stand with me from Every Denison to Flint to Sigma to, at that time, Plate, DuPont or Asahi or anybody else. So that was never a challenge. But challenge is still in 18 years as an industry, we could not fill it up, which I was thinking that when European people, European FTA were talking about, that something should have come it up in India also, that where we can train the people instead of poaching the people here and there, and that also don't last because, so I think there's a big challenge in what I feel in personally. Thank you.
Thank you. So skill development has been the biggest challenge for you.
And it is still today. It's the same.
Still continuing. Mr. Banga, for you, overall technology adoption, I think for flexible packaging could be potentially a challenge.
So there were two phases for us, as I said earlier. First was the starting phase when Flexo was born in our company, and at that time we faced a lot of challenges, and as I said, there were a lot of people who helped us at that time, including DuPont, Suhas is here, and then the plate making in this journey, Nitin from Numex, and then JC, and Mr. Dipanshu from Creative. These three people have been always helping us during the this journey in the process. So the challenge has been challenge has been Grivio, how to replicate Grivio in Flexo. And I think in the second phase of our Flexo life, where we invested in more machines and the 5 more machines have come in, I think the presses have not been challenging at all. Presses have been really good. All the presses are really good now, and they're above par. Nobody makes bad presses anymore, right? And where we've not received any challenges are companies like BST and all, right? So they are perfect in their art and science of converting. So the challenge has always been processes. Challenge has been people. People, I forgot to mention that initially we didn't have any Flexo operators. We had to create Flexo operators way back in year 2000. And one of our original team members, I think Bind is also here, So these guys, even though they are not with us anymore, but they are performing very well in whatever company they are. And I'm proud to see that, that people who worked with us at that time, and helped us pass through that struggle, initial struggle, are doing very well for themselves. So this has been more a journey with plates, inks, analoxes, which have been the challenge to perfect Flexo. But I would say that in the last few years, we are a world-class converter. Our Flexo prints are world-class. We have managed to crack the code. We are almost equal to gravure. And when I say almost, I'm talking about the expert eyes with a lens, right? I'm not talking about our customers. Our customers will not be able to make out the difference between a Flexo print and a gravure print today. But we are almost, we are not, I would not say almost. I think we are there. We are there. We are kind of perfected, with the wonderful analoxes, inks. And so inks, I must definitely mention Utsab Da, who's not here, but DIC. He has been a great support right from the start. Since DIC, we started work with DIC, even though he was here, but inks came from DIC Malaysia, and he helped us implement all that. So I think now the infrastructure is almost perfect, and now I don't think the intensity of the challenges is as much as it was earlier. So I congratulate everybody on the success of Flexo. Thank you.
Thank you. You touched upon the key complementers, so ink, plate, and press. Mr. Ali, how has it been for you?
Of course, I forgot to mention Seagwork. Seagwork
Thank
also
you,
has
sir.
been, sorry. Yeah. Seagwork is also, DIC and Seagwork have been really, really supportive, during this journey. Initially, it was only DIC, but later on, yes, Seagwork and DIC both have really done well with. There are, of course, others as well, but thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Ali, how has it been for you? This really your complementers, yeah.
A couple of challenges, and obviously skill development is a key challenge. Having invested in state-of-the-art technology from a very early stage, making your operator level workforce understand and adopt the technology, and at the same time keeping them to stay with you on a long-term basis has been a key challenge. And one of the ways that we have addressed it, I've managed to address that, is being hands-on with most of the staff and the workforce on the shop floor level. So being able to understand and operate most of the equipment myself has helped train and also inspire some of the younger operators to adopt this technology. And once the results have been achieved, it's quite moving to see the satisfaction on some of these people. So what I've seen is skill development is a challenge, but if you know how to adopt it, it can really be a positive for you. The second point, being in Sri Lanka, supply chain. Mr. Amit mentioned he used to get inks from DIC in Malaysia. Still to date, all our inks are from DIC in Australia. Also Seagwork in Thailand. Our plates, we do make very good plates in Sri Lanka today. However, we still import actively plates from Australia, Germany, UK for various reasons. Managing this supply chain and making sure that all your products are in sync. Because as you know, to get a Flexo print world class, it's not just about the press. Today, your press automation helps you tremendously, but you need to have your plates, your inks, your operators, everything in sync. And managing this supply chain has been very, very difficult, especially in the recent past when Sri Lanka went through its financial crisis. The import of materials was very, very difficult. There were times that we were maintaining stocks for 3 to 4 months. So those challenges have been well executed, I would say. And today, we are in a much better place in terms of what we faced in the past. But supply chain continues to remain a challenge. And I hope that we would have at our doorstep freely available inks and top-end plates in the future in Sri Lanka.
So basically, skill development comes as a common topic, and since you have raised, Mr. Sondhi, that it continues to be a main area of challenge for you, and we have this forum, is there any suggestion that how can we build overall then this skill in Flexo, which is of course more critical or more intricate as compared to gravure most likely?
First of all, I say that many times the skill is not being able to develop because people feel there is not much money in the business. But I feel proud in saying Flexo, people, I don't know what to say, but the profitability is high. We may say that profitability is not there, but Flexo, I can say personally, Flexo made me here. So I feel there's a lot of profits in the business that can be reinvested back in the skill development. So instead of looking towards others, that somebody will develop the skill or people for me, and then I will pay something more and just take it from there. As a company, we decided to develop our own team, as I mentioned earlier. So today, we have highly skilled people working in the organization, and Zircon works with multiple different type of presses. So like we are more of a hybrid nature of presses. A same processing, a gravure, flexo, screen, we have a water offset, dry offset, I don't know, all types of machines which are being used by us. So generally these types of talents are not easily available. So what we did in our company, we decided to train our own team. So I think that, and that made us people last longer with us because they grew with us. And I think the benefit to us, that is the reason in Flexo, in the area where Zircon operates, we become such a big name because of the quality, and we always thought a little bit ahead of the time. So for that we needed the people. So we decided to train. So what your question is, we felt the best way is to train the people yourself. Yes, but if the industry comes together and with some of the printing institutes available to us in India, if we can work as industry and institutes together, and I think some efforts were being done in the past, but I think those were not enough. If industry has to grow, I just saw yesterday's presentation, a lot of people are not joining this industry. So who all are here, let's retain them and train them. So that's the mantra. I think I took it from yesterday's presentation, because we have to make this industry lucrative. And I feel at my personal level, the Flexo has a potential to pay and give a space for everybody's expectation from employees to employer achieved. Only thing is that we have to be a little bit more investment, not only in the machines or infras, but also in our people's training. I think that will solve the problem. That's what I feel it.
Thank you. So really a call for the industry to come forward. Mr. Banga, your thoughts on that?
So I think when you say skilled, who do I call skilled? There has to be a benchmark. Okay, now it's skilled. So that benchmark comes from attitude. I think what we need is an attitude. We need a quest for perfection. You can get skilled people, but then if they don't have the right attitude, the right quest for perfection, then their skill is of no use to us, right? So skill and attitude have to go hand in hand. So I remember in this journey, we were known for our quality and service, but we were not happy with what we were doing. It's always good not to be happy, not to be satisfied, and have a quest for perfection. So we went ahead, and in 2018 we hired a quality head, our quality director was a Japanese guy. So we were a small company in 2018, just single location plant in Delhi NCR, and so I connected with a Japanese placement agency, and I got a guy to head our quality. So it was the first time in flexible packaging industry or a company of our size to get a expat, and that too Japanese. So idea was, what I shared with my team was that he was 60 years old, that here we have a quality guru, and he's a person we can learn from. He came here on a 1-year contract. He stayed back for almost 5 years and went back in 2023. He taught us the attitude of quality. He gave us a culture which we imbibed from and our team imbibed from. And my request or appeal to my team was that here you have a quality guru. Whoever wants to learn from him in this journey will go forward with us. And whoever doesn't, well, will be left behind. All our supplier partners, all our esteemed customers really appreciated this. It showed that we really were serious about quality. And then we went ahead and brought some of the best presses in the world, worked with all the best ink and plate companies. So the attitude towards quality is something, and attitude towards perfection is something which is first desired to get the right skill. So the skill will come when we have an attitude for perfection. So I would, slightly,
and that we should propagate then down the line.
So, thanks.
Thank you. Looking at the time, I'll take a last quick round of questions and then open for the audience Q&A. Mr. Ali, if you have to identify one emerging opportunity for the Sri Lankan and let's say for the Indian market also, that converters should be prepared for, what would that be?
Sustainability. So it's very clear, looking at the global trend, especially in regions like Australia and Europe and the UK, there's a huge drive towards sustainability or the circular economy structures, using substrates of monomaterials, single-family materials, and at the same time, you need to be able to print on these substrates to the levels of gravure, if not surpassing the levels of gravure. And some of these substrates are not easily printable on gravure for so many reasons. So it's a clear win for the Flexo industry. So what I believe is that the people who have adopted Flexo at a very early stage can really capture this moment when it comes towards 2030 and you have so many ESG compliances coming in from Europe, that being able to print on these not so easy substrates with print quality levels of gravure, if not surpassing gravure, you'll be at a clear advantage. And I think it's an inflection point in the industry at the moment. So we should all be ready.
Thank you. Mrs. Sondhi, one message that you want to give our audience as a takeaway about Flexo's future? 2 sentences.
It has that magic touch. If you are in print and packaging, Flexo gives you the magic touch. Whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve with Flexo. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Banga,
Wow, with that, I think
last message for the audience about Flexo's future.
I don't have anything more to say. Well, I wish everybody all the best, and Flexo is going the right way. We must, when you say sustainability, I just want to remind everybody that some of the large FMCG brands are taking a U-turn now and moving away from polyolefins back to polyester, right? So back to polyester means also, back to gravure. So we must be very careful about this trend, right? It is not the right trend because polyester is definitely not as recyclable as polyethylene. When we have barrier polyethylene, MDO, barrier PE, we do MDO barrier PE in India. We are probably the only ones doing MDO barrier PE. So I think we have everything there in Flexo. So there is no need for FMCG brands to go back towards polyester, but I see that trend is just about to start here. So it's really a reversible in sustainability. So we need to watch out, and my message to everybody is to not support this trend, because Flexo is the way to go forward in the future. Thank you.
Right, with that I think,
Thank you so much.
Dipshikha, You did a great job, by the way. I think we're at the closure of this event. And sorry, gentlemen and ladies, questions we can take later on, okay? Sorry to just
Thank
barge
you.
in, but we are just
Thank you
waiting
so
for
much.
the other speaker. We have to